Hello and welcome to the Mindfulness and Family Recovery Mini Summit, where we're going to have a series of interviews throughout the week and sharing how mindfulness can have a profound impact on your family recovery. I'm a person, my name is Karen Bernetti. I'm the founder of Mindful Family Recovery and the Serenity Circle, which is a community for people who are affected by a loved one's addiction and or mental health challenge. When we have a loved one, when somebody we love is struggling with either of these issues, it takes a toll on the whole entire family. And what I have found in my lived experience is that my mindfulness practice brought me an enormous amount of peace and calm. And it was enabled me to bring a better self to my extraordinarily chaotic situation at home. And that's the gift of my services as a family recovery support specialist and a yoga meditation teacher, and the founder of the Serenity Circle, which is a membership where we bring lots of different kinds of healing modalities for people who are going through these struggles. In the Serenity Circle, we have an abundance of teachers, and we have a very robust activities list or events list where we offer support groups and yoga, meditation. And part of this summit is to introduce you to some of the beautiful teachers and healers and leaders and coaches that we have in this community. And who I have with me today is my friend Heather Jones. And she's a somatic coach, and I hope she tells us a little bit about what that's all about. And she does lots of coaching for all different things, but she's been kind enough to offer her services to our community because she's passionate about our cause and helping people in this extraordinarily difficult situation that families are in. And trust me, you're not alone, because they say 2/3 of families are affected by addiction right now. It's a massive problem. And our little community, we have a gang of ladies right now that I tell you, we are determined to do something about it. And the most heart-centered, really beautiful souls that we have in this community. And and I just want to share them with you so much because they're just so beautiful. They have beautiful offerings, and we want to give you an opportunity to experience them. And the promise of this time together is that you can have something to take away from all of this. You can have something you can use today, immediately, that might help bring you just a little bit more peace, a little bit more calm, so that you can maybe learn to integrate, maybe you learn a strategy or something that you can do to bring more peace and calm into your life so that you can deal with these difficult situations that you're dealing with from a better place. So enough about that. And now we want to talk about my friend Heather. So Heather, welcome. Could
Hi,
you
thank you.
could you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do and how you serve within the community?
Yeah, thank you for asking. I'd love to. So, okay, couple brief personal notes. Yeah, I'm Heather Jones. Uh, I am a wife of an Army retiree. I am an Army veteran. We
Mhm,
have two little ones, so the four of
mhm,
us are living in Alabama now. This
mhm,
is where the Army dropped us,
mhm,
and with a house full of pets, which is for me honestly part of my kind of soothing, healing way of being, just being
mhm,
surrounded by animals because they're a passion
mhm.
for me. And so, anyway, that's a little bit about my personal life. So.
Yes, and if you follow Heather on Facebook, you'll find out all about the animals and the butterflies and all all of the creatures that
All of them.
that's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Mm,
Yes. And then as far as professionally, I am a certified life coach and
mhm,
certified somatic coach. So
mhm,
somatic very basically means dealing with the body. So what I
mhm,
do with clients is I helped them to reconstruct that mind body connection because
mm.
believe it or not, we get so horribly disconnected from our body because we spend so much time in here with our
Pick
thoughts
up. Mhm,
So much time in our thoughts. And we often don't realize there's an entire scenario happening in our body with those thoughts. And part of healing is being able to use your body towards
mm,
helping in those thoughts, helping in
mhm,
those emotions that you're feeling,
mhm,
recognizing where those emotions are living in your body and allowing yourself to release them
mhm.
so that they don't try to live there permanently with you, because that's not where they belong. All emotions are intended to be felt, but they're intended to be moved through, not lived
Yes.
in, right? So particularly
Mhm.
when we talk about like the negative emotions, or what I tend to call uncomfortable emotions, because while they
Right.
do feel negative, they're necessary. They're part of our way of being. We don't want to live in them. And
Mhm,
so that is what I do with my somatic coaching. I introduce some things that we can do with the body in order to release some of what we're going through more quickly.
mhm.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And that is why I am so glad to have you in the Serenity Circle, providing your beautiful meditations on every Monday. She shows up
Mhm.
and she guides us through a meditation and a journaling activity. Meditation is such a beautiful um, strategy. It really is. It's a tool. It's a tool, and it's a beautiful way to bring recovery to. It's a beautiful tool to have in a toolbox for anybody that's in any kind of recovery, their own or their families. So
Yeah.
that's a beautiful way that you describe it. Because as a yoga teacher and meditation teacher, we talk about that a lot too. Because if we don't allow these emotions to move through us, they come, and we reject them, we stuff them, we avoid them, we distract from them, we do everything imaginable to avoid feeling them,
Yeah.
don't we? And if
Yeah.
we don't process, if we don't experience them, we don't allow ourselves to process them, let them move through, what happens?
They settle into our body and they
They
live
get
there,
stuck.
and they cause chaos
Yes,
in
in
so many
their bodies.
ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Whether it be sickness, whether it be
Chronic pain.
all sorts of things. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So gotta feel it to heal it, and that's what
I love that.
beautiful healers and teachers in the Serenity Circle are teaching us to do. It's such an important part of recovery. And um, so what I wanted to do was hopefully could you give us a demonstration for
Yes.
what it feels like to go through a guided meditation and
Yeah.
experience it?
Yes, I would love to. I like to just very, very, very briefly
Sure.
get a little more specific, because meditation is a very broad
Oh God.
concept, right?
Yeah.
There's so many
Mhm.
ways to do meditation, and I want people to understand that meditation doesn't necessarily mean sitting in silence and completely emptying the mind and not allowing any thoughts into the mind at all ever during the process. There's so many
Because
ways to
anybody who's tried to do that says, I can't do that.
we all fail at the
Yeah.
beginning, and if I tried
Yeah.
to do that even today, I'd probably fail, because that's not the form of meditation that speaks to me. So
Mm,
understanding that there's so many different ways to do meditation, and you can do guided meditation, which is what I
mhm.
offer. And
Yes.
specifically, I offer guided body scans as a form of
Mm,
meditation. And so, of course, that brings the somatic piece back together, allowing us to get
mhm.
back in touch with the body.
Yes.
And there's a few ways that I run those. So today,
Mhm.
right now, I'm going to give just a little taste of what that feels like to run through. And so,
What I'm gonna do, Heather, I'm gonna give you the full
yeah.
screen, okay? I'm gonna take me out of it.
Oh,
Is that okay?
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so as you guide us, okay?
Yeah.
All
Maybe
right.
you can do it in the background since you're not having to be on
Oh,
camera.
I will be doing it. Don't you? I wouldn't miss the opportunity. I'm all in.
I love it.
Mm,
Okay. So the very if only if it's safe and comfortable for you, the very first thing I would do would be to invite you to close your eyes. And if not at this moment, that is okay. Allow your
mhm,
gaze to gently land in the space you're in, somewhere where you can kind of just allow the thoughts to drift away. And just become aware of your breathing. You don't have to shift anything. There is no judgment of the way you're breathing, just noticing your breathing at this time.
mhm.
Notice what it feels like as your breath enters and exits your body, and noticing where that breath ends And what I think you'll notice is it's likely ending in the chest. So now what I'd like to ask you to do, if it feels okay to you, is to deepen that breath so it goes down into the belly, or what I usually refer to as the diaphragm. So kind of right above the belly button, but below the rib cage. Just a big, beautiful belly breath, allowing that breath, not forcing, but allowing it down into that space, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And now I'd like to bring your attention to your face. First, just noticing if you're holding any tension there. We do tend to kind of clench the jaw, maybe hold some tension in our facial features. And so just noticing to begin with. And then now on the next inhale, really scrunching up your face, clench that jaw. We never want pain, but to the point where you're really feeling, you're actually inviting the tension in just for a moment, really squeezing those facial features. And then with your exhale, fully releasing and relax. Allow the jaw to just relax, let go of your facial features, and just invite relaxation. And now we're going to move down into the upper body. So your chest, your back, your arms. And again, here, just for a moment, noticing what tension you might be holding in this space. We tend to hold a lot of tension in the neck, in the back. And again, without judgment, just seeing what's going on in that space of your body. Just taking note, mental note. And with your next inhale, I would invite you to bring tension to your arms, to your core, to your chest. Really tighten up that upper part of your body. Again, never to the point of pain, but definitely feeling the sensation of every one of your muscles clenching up in that space. And with your exhale, allowing a full release of tension, just letting your body sink into that exhale. Maybe take another deep breath here before we move on to the lower body. Inviting more relaxation as you release that next breath.
Yeah.
And now we're moving into the lower body. So the hips, the legs, the feet. Again, just for a moment, noticing what kind of tension might be existing in that space. Noticing if there's any body part there in that area calling to you for attention. And with that next inhale, once again, bringing as much tension without pain as you can to your lower body, scrunching your feet, curl your toes, really tighten those calves, those thighs, your whole lower body, just really tensing up as much as you can. And with that next exhale, a full release, sinking into that exhale. And now bringing your attention back to your breath once more, inviting a couple of beautiful deep breaths here. Really get that breath, allow it into the abdominal space, down into that diaphragm. Beautiful deep breath in through the nose and out through your mouth. One more, in through the nose and out through the mouth. If it feels good, you can sigh out that breath. And when you're ready, allowing your eyes to gently flutter open, becoming aware of your current space and time. And then before we move on into our conversation again, just noticing what's the state of your body now. Do you feel that anything has shifted for you in that time? Have you noticed any tension that was existing that you didn't know was there before? Has that released for you? And if not, um, realizing that you can come back to this and you can do it again.
Mm.
Okay, so Karen,
Yes. Oh,
and everybody listening. That was a very short version
mhm,
of
mhm,
what I offer in the
right.
Serenity Circle. A
Mhm,
typical body scan is probably going to be at least 20 minutes.
mhm,
And
mhm,
we're during a normal body scan, we are going to start either head or toes, and we are
mhm.
going to go individually: head, neck, shoulders, arms, chest, back, slowly but surely. Each of those body parts, instead of sections, to keep it brief for this,
Sure, of
um,
course.
but we're going to take notice of every body part. We're going to allow the time. So it might be a couple breaths where we're doing the
Mhm.
tensing and releasing. But that is a taste of what you would get during a body scan session in the Serenity Circle, where we're doing an entire session.
Right. And again, the benefit to, how is this going to help my family? It's it's mindfulness. It's in making this a part of your daily life. It's just will promise to bring the promise is to bring just a little bit more peace and calm to your day
Yeah.
because stress is they say stress is at the forefront of is at the foundation of so many chronic illnesses and our depression and our anxiety and all of that. And we can't really bring our come to our best solutions when we're in that fight or flight anxiety stress state all the time. But from a more relaxed place, we can communicate better. We can become, more present in our relationships and with our loved ones. So this is a really, really powerful tool to take. Um, you know, I'm a true believer that if you want to help your loved one who's struggling, the best thing we can do is bring your own recovery
Mm.
first.
Yes.
It starts with the person looking back at you in the mirror. So I'm a big believer in that. And once we can have our own recovery, maybe possibly we might be able to lead our loved ones to recovery. Once we can show them we've done it, we've done the difficult work of kind of overcoming our own addictions, and a lot of our behaviors and a lot of our ways in which we behave can tend to be sort of
Yeah.
addictive, you know. So we work on ourselves, bring a more peace, and our loved ones might see something in ourselves that they want for themselves.
Mm.
So I think if we can all learn to heal, um, bring our better selves to the conversation, to the situation, to the chaos, then we
Mhm.
might be able to have better outcomes, by extension, our families. So
Yeah.
that is something I know from my own lived experience to be true. And it's something I wish for all of the families out there, so many of whom I know are struggling. And and yeah, and I just wanted to say, if anybody found that very difficult, it's okay.
Yeah.
Um, Sitting still, my first experiences with restorative yoga and sitting still in meditation found it extraordinarily difficult. It is very, very difficult, especially when we're used to being on the go all the time.
Especially.
We
Yes.
have to give ourselves some grace. It takes time, it takes practice.
Mhm.
That's my timer. It's going off. Time is up. um, but I just want people to really allow themselves the time and the space and the grace and the compassion to know
Yeah.
this is very difficult, what we're asking of you to do. But in the Serenity Circle, there's a whole ton of support. There's conversations, there's other teachers, just as beautiful as Heather, and we'll be meeting more of them this week. So thank you for giving us this time. Is anything you'd like to close with, Heather, before we
I
go?
I would, if I could just take one more moment or so here. I would like to offer that, yes, absolutely, that can be a very difficult thing for some people, not just because it's hard to sit still, but also because there's, do I deserve this time? There's so much to be doing during this time. And part of what I offer along with that is the journaling after, if somebody desires it. And one of
Mhm.
the things that the thing about being a coach is these are questions, these journaling prompts are questions that I would ask a client. So we
Mhm.
can work through anything that comes up. If you feel
Yeah.
something in your body, if you're feeling like, oh, I don't deserve to be here
Mhm.
doing this. I know that can be hard to
Mhm.
hear. And if it's hard to hear, it's probably because there's a little bit of truth there that's
Yeah.
resonating pardon
Mhm.
me, for you. We can work through those things in the journaling session afterwards so that you can come back feeling like you deserve to be there and you are worthy and that you get to have that benefit for you. And because that benefit for you is going to impact your loved ones as well.
Absolutely. And this is just one of over 20 teachers and healers and leaders we have in this space, all here. It's all about you, all about you getting healthy and strong, mind, body, and spirit, establishing some new practices that will really help you and by extension, your family.
Mhm.
And the cost of the Serenity Circle is $47 a month. But if anybody's attending these sessions, and we could use Summit in the um, SUMMIT. If you put
Mhm.
Summit in the coupon code when you join, and there'll be a link below this video to join, you can get 20% off. So,
Oh,
how's that?
I love it. I
Yeah.
love that. Amazing.
And real quick, what has been your experience in the Serenity Circle? Could you tell us how, what your experience has been, not just as a teacher, but as a participant, as a member?
Yeah. So you've seen what I offer as a teacher. Absolutely.
Mm,
So as a member, there I have let me say I have a number of amazing communities that I've been blessed
yeah.
to be a
Mm,
part of. And that said, I don't think there is a community that is warmer, more inviting, more understanding of the
mm,
unique circumstances of having a loved one with addiction or mental health, and
mm,
having that kind of a community where there is no judgment and nothing but love surrounding you is one of the most healing things that I think I could ask for as a
mm,
participant.
mm.
So that has absolutely been my experience with membership there.
Thank you so much for that. That warms
Thank
my heart.
you.
I'm so happy to hear you say that. Well, we're gonna wrap this up because we promised this would be brief. And more time to chat inside the space. Lots of conversation spaces in there, by the way. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Heather, for being here.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you for
thank you, thank
inviting
you.
me.
You're welcome.